Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Well. I guess you all know that the Russians are on the offensive and attack Kharkov, from the north of the Oblast. And they're successful so far. I covered that in a previous video that I just uploaded a minute ago. You can look in the update over there, what's going on, how many Russians are fighting over there, and what directions they take, and what's the aim of that offensive. Obviously to gain territory, but to thin out the Ukrainian defenses. We have here a piece of information which I think will create more panic in the West and Ukraine, which is the Russians, according to the Ukraine's military intelligence services, Mr. Kirill Budanov, the Russians are planning or will open another front or will expand the front in Sumy Oblast, which is north of or northwest of Kharkov. I will show you maps, I will show you pieces of information, and the situation in Kharkiv is critical, according to the same Budanov. So let's start with, let's see which one. This one right here. Let's start with the New Voice of Ukraine, so we start in kind of a chronological way. New Voice of Ukraine, I covered this in the other video. Situation in Kharkiv near critical due to personnel and ammunition shortages. Military intel being Budanov. Okay, so it says near critical situation in Kharkiv Oblast, and here frontline situation on the edge. The same guy says right here, Budanov, Ukrainian intel chief. Russia may launch another incursion in the northern part of the country this week. Kirill Budanov has told New York Times. So New York Times, they were very, very interested in interviewing these guys, and these guys have time. I mean, they should be 24/7 busy, but they have time for you to sit down with, reporters and media outlets. It's a show, or someone else is in charge if you have so much time. And that gets me to a map. Let's start with this map so I can show you where things occur. Here is Kharkiv in Ukrainian, Kharkov in Russian. This is the Oblast. Here is where the Russians advance. And Sumy Oblast is right here. So Budanov claims in the article that I'm going to show you in a minute, less than a minute, they are trying to break through here so the Ukrainians can take their forces from this area and take them up there, as already they took them right here. Or maybe NATO is going to bring more troops there. The key word was more. Ukrinform, that's a Ukrainian media outlet. This is from today, the 14th of May 2024. Russia to go on offensive toward Sumy next. Ukraine's the top spy predicts. Yeah. What the hell is over there? Popping pills? Pillar popper? It seems like, or there's nutrients. Maybe some ginseng or something. All right, so let's see what this guy is saying. Kirill Budanov, head of the AGR, Ukraine's Defense Intelligence Agency, believes, I don't like when they say believe, because believe it's something like, based on, I believe there's a pig somewhere flying. Okay, any evidence? No, but I believe. Kirill Budanov, head of believes Russian assaults in Kharkiv region will continue for another 3 to 4 days, after which the invasion forces troops are expected to make a decisive offensive towards the city of Sumy. Oy vey, what is this guy talking about? It's a long way. So he's thinking from here, they're going to go to Sumy, or they're going to just have people here going to Sumy. Because the way I read it here, so they will continue in Kharkiv for three to 4 days, and then what, stops? Or they just pick up their shit, and after which the invasion forces, troops, the ones in Kharkiv, are expected to make a decisive offensive towards the city of Sumy. So that is, they're going to change from here, they're going to go straight there like that, or they're going to have people here. It is not clear yet. But let's, maybe he's going to give us some details further, clarifications. According to top defense intelligence official, Russia's advanced efforts in Kharkiv region will continue throughout the next 3 to 4 days before the Russian troops will make a resolute offensive towards Sumy in order to stretch the Ukrainian forces as much as possible. Okay, so they probably will try to bring some more troops here. They have 30,000 troops, according to the Ukrainians, are fighting in Kharkiv-Kharkov offensive, about 30,000 here, and supposedly they have another 20,000 as reserves behind those guys. So he says these guys are here to thin the troops, the Ukrainian troops out, and then they're going to try with another hit here to get to Sumy. Therefore, the Ukrainians will take some of their things from here and bring them not only here where they already did, but go also wherever the Russians might attack towards Sumy. Budanov believes, that the Russian attacks in the northeast are aimed at stretching the already small number of Ukrainian units and distracting them from repelling the onslaught in other parts of the front line. According to the Defense Intelligence Chief, Ukrainian troops will be able to strengthen their positions and stabilize the front within the next few days. But he expects that Russia will launch a new offensive, this time on Sumy region. The top spy says Ukrainian troops are trying to bring units from other areas of the front, strengthen their air defense of the country's northeast by scrambling. The significant number of forces remains a challenge. Well, it says, as Ukraine Forum reported earlier, the Russians have intensified shelling north of Kharkiv region, primarily targeting Vovchansk. What are you talking Vovchansk? I don't know where that is. Vovchansk is right here. This is Vovchansk. But the Russians call it Volchansk. Here it is. So they are trying to get here. These guys come here. They broke in two, obviously. And they tell us they decided to evacuate children and so on. Let's go to another map, which is a better one. Better in a way that is more detailed, but is more sensitive. So here is Volchan, Bivolcha, Vilcha, they call it here Vilcha, and this area here. And you have Kharkiv, Kharkov here. And then you have Sumy in this area. All right, so the situation is tense, as they say, dynamic. The front line is on the edge, the situation is on the edge, or it is near critical. We'll find out that in the next few days. If you remember Viktor Orban, the Prime Minister of Hungary, in an interview with Tucker Carlson 6, 7, 8 months ago, maybe more than that, I think more, Viktor Orban said Russia will win. And he said because they have more people, 145 million versus now, I don't know how many are over there in Ukraine, 17 million. So because of that, it's bigger, the country. So it will win in an offensive unless, I don't know, someone activates others. So here is, my friends, Russia will have the manpower to stretch its troops along a new line of contact. The other guys will have to either go and mobilize everyone in Ukraine, which it seems like they will do. They were talking about the general mobilization. I saw an article yesterday. I didn't get time to cover that one, but I'll let you know now. They are talking about a general mobilization that is everybody in. No more men population are talking. So how many people can they get? 3 million maybe? Why do I say 3 million if there are about 17 or 18 million last time when I checked, according to Americans? 17, 18 millions over there. Okay, you want to divide it by 2, so you get, let's say, the children and the adults, let's say, about, and then you divide it again by 2, and you get the men population, and then again, from that men population, you get from the 24 to 60, so, and then you get the guys who cannot participate, you don't get to more than 1 million, 2 million people. So there's going to be something, but not. And the Russians have a potential of 30 million. Making the same calculation. General population, children, divided into men, female, right? And then from here, you get people that can be recruited, and then people who could participate physically and mentally. So about 30 million I calculated. But hey, maybe 40, maybe 20. Still, it's not 1 million. We'll see. We'll see if... I expect the Russians to open a new front in Sumy. I mean, I've been waiting and thinking why these guys in Sumy, Chernihiv, or whatever it is, Sumy, let me just go over the map, it's easier like this. I said, why in the hell Sumy, Chernihiv, right? Chernihiv and Kharkiv are not really pounded from the north. Let me show you the map. Here, these three oblasts. I say, why in the hell the Russians are not doing anything in these two, right here, just bombardments. And they remember how they retreated from their invasion here in Kiev, by Kiev. But we'll find out. They have the potential. They're working diligently. They just don't want to leave behind any who can blow from behind. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.